Hey there friends, I'm April and this is School with April, and this time we are going to talk about how to simplify radical expressions. The reason I put simplify is because sometimes it doesn't really look like you're simplifying it. It looks like you're making it more complicated. Anyway, that's besides the point. You have to do your homework. So my first problem is square root of 8. When you simplify these, basically anything that can come out of the radical needs to come out. And you have to think about, if you break down that number into its components, how you need like a certain number of copies to come out. If you're doing a square root, then it's like square has 2 dimensions, so you need 2 copies of something to come out. How do you know if you have 2 copies? You have to break it down. So if I take 8, I don't know if this is called dimensional analysis or whatever, you've probably seen it done. 8, I can divide by 2, 2 and 4. I can divide the 4 again, 4, 2, and 2. I have 3 copies of a 2. It's a square root. 3 copies doesn't help me, but 2 copies does. So I can take either any 2 of the 3 2's, okay? Like I'll just take these, doesn't matter which ones. Those are going to pop out as a single 2 because we're square rooting. So what happens is these guys are going to come out as a single 2. 1, 2 for the 2 copies that were inside. Okay? Because that's what a square root does. It talks about if I have 2 copies inside the radical, then I have 1 copy outside the radical. Right? Now there's actually 1 extra 2 left behind, so he doesn't get to come out. He doesn't have a buddy to come out with him, so he has to stay under the radical. And so the simplified version of square root of 8 is 2 root 2. That's the answer. Done. Let's try it again. This one is cubed root. We have cube root of 54. So this time, if we're going to take any numbers out, it's got to be 3 copies. Square root, 2 copies. Cube root, 3 copies because it's 3 dimensions, you know, like a cube. If it was a 4th root, you'd need 4 copies, blah, blah, blah. So 54, we're going to do this again. 2 and 27. 27 does not divide by 2, but it does divide by 3. 3 and 9. 9. Oh, look, we have 3 copies of 3. So that's the number that's going to come out. Who's going to get left behind, though? This little 2 over here. Don't forget, like, when you're doing this, don't forget all the numbers that are coming out of your, what is it? It's not dimensional analysis. What did I say? I meant prime factorization. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. So we're going to take 3 copies of 3. They pop out of the radical as 1 single 3. So I get 3 on the outside. These guys come out here. Okay, and then what's left behind? The 2. Done. 3 root 2. If you don't believe me, what you can do is go on your graphing calculator, put in 3 square root of 2, answer, and it'll be like some crazy number. And then also go in your calculator, if you know how to do this, I did this wrong, didn't I? Look. Cube root, cube root, cube root. Don't forget that. You will get points off on your test, and I just messed it up. Do not forget that. Do not be like me. Do not forget that. It's 3 cube root of 2. Do 3 cube root of 2 on your calculator. Do cube root of 54 on your calculator. It'll be whatever crazy number it comes out, it'll be identical. That's how you know you're right. This is a problem that you can always check yourself on. Last one, negative 27. Negative 27. It's okay for it to be negative if it's an odd number root. So cube root, 5th root, 7th root, those are chill because an odd number of negative numbers, never mind, you get it. So 27, 3 and 9. 9, 3 and 3. Awesome. We have 3 copies, which is exactly what we need for a cube root. But guess what? That doesn't, 3 times 3 times 3, that doesn't make negative 27. How are we going to make this work? Oh, we'll just put a negative. No, you can't just put a negative on 1, 3. You got to do all of them because they all have to come out as identical buddies from the radical. Negative, negative, negative. So we end up with negative 3 on the outside. And was there anyone left behind? No. So done. The answer is -3. Maybe you already knew that, but now you know how to do the math to show that it's true. You guys are awesome. Have fun on your quiz. Don't make the mistake that I made. And I hope I didn't make any more. Let me know if I made any more. Bye.